Takayama Choko, 87 years old, is former head of the Prefectural Governor's Office of Okinawa. He spearheaded the construction of the project, the Cornerstone of Peace, as a right-hand man to the then Governor Ota Masahide. Takayama experienced the Battle of Okinawa at the age of 10. Now, 77 years after the war, he feels a sense of crisis in the air. The current situation reminds me of the eve of the Battle of Okinawa. There is some similarity, he says. He strongly appeals for peace building through diplomacy, not military force. Takayama was born in Mogoto-cho, Izumi. He was a third-year student at the Izumi National School in 1944. Air raid shelters were being dug all over the community. He remembers women and older men were heading to the harbor with shovels and hoes to serve their labors for building an airfield on the nearby Ijima Island. His grandfather and two aunts were among them. When the U.S. bombed Ijima, his grandmother worried about her husband and daughters sent to work there. Takayama remembers his grandmother shivering as she was watching the island from the high ground in Izumi. School life gradually changed. A Japanese army unit led by Colonel Udo started to be stationed at the school, who had plans to recruit civilians to make them combatants for secret operations. Takayama was fascinated by Colonel Udo riding a horse with a sword. I was a military boy whose dream was to become a general in the army, Takayama recalls. Around March 1945, just before the U.S. forces landed on Okinawa Island, Takayama evacuated to an air raid shelter in Yedeke Mountain with his family. Heavy naval gunfire began and trees were blown away. Shells flew with a hissing sound. They followed the retreating Udo unit to Tanakadake Mountain in Haneji. A soldier pulled out a sword and threatened them not to follow, but they did not stop following. We would rather die with the army than be taken prisoner, Takayama says. In the mountains, he witnessed the dead body of a Japanese soldier whose face was disfigured without the contour by bullets. He saw injured boy soldiers. Later, the soldiers of the Udo unit suffered from hunger in the mountains. There was friction with the local residents over food. Some residents were suspected of espionage and were killed. In the event of war, lives would be lost and everything would be destroyed. The memories of war from his childhood remain with him to this day. The names of more than 240,000 war dead are engraved in the Cornerstone of Peace, designed to resemble the ocean so that waves of peace will spread forever. Takayama wonders what their lives would be like had they not died in the war, and calls for peace building through diplomacy, not military force. He proposes to create a network for young people in the Asia-Pacific region and to interact and deepen their understanding and, he believes, an effective way for peace building. He says, I hope the wave of peace will spread throughout the world. He hopes to pass on the idea of peace to the next generation to pursue his vision. Thank you very much.